Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RNL. I am your host, I'm Kessa. I know it's been so long since you've done that, and I bet you're all really excited. Joining me in the comments box once again is So. How are you doing, my man?
I am doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too shabby, and I bet everyone's been missing me saying that. We're here at Monaco, probably one of the greatest F1 tracks. Not like going to have a great race. It's always a bit of hit and miss, these races. Tight, twisty track, water on both sides, and if you get it wrong, you're in the water. We are going straight towards looking at Rwaggy, and my game is incredibly loud. I apologise for that, viewers. I will sort that out in a moment. But we are going uphill then with Rwaggy. And yeah, so, is Rwaggy going to put it near the front? What do you reckon, quickly, before he bins it?
I think Rwaggy can definitely be near the front. I think we all know he loves this track. But of course, this is the F2 cars. He barely drives these as far as I know. So, I reckon top 5 definitely. Not sure about top 3.
Well, we'll see. He's just going round then the Grand Hotel hairpin down towards the second of the mirror boat into Portier and then the tunnel. And you hear this roar through the tunnels. And it is beautiful. Particularly with these F2s. Lovely roar. Down then towards the Nouvelle Chicane, the left, left type corner, and he's down there in 7th place. He's working his way up. He's done good through that sector. As we go through to back then to I corner. So easy to lose a front wing there. It's through then the quick. Oh, he's lost the rear end! He's held it out of the barriers, but that is really going to hamper him. He's still coming in 6th. He's loses one to Nixana. Where's he going to end up? Is he going to stay in the top 10? One corner left to go then. And it's a straight shoot towards the line. He's made to hold on, keeping it at P7 by the looks of things. That was a Code Brown moment then for Rwaggy.
Yeah, no, definitely K. Brown. But he saved it very well. That was obviously a very instinctive racing save from him to keep it out of the wall. Still top 10. And if he finishes near the place he starts, he will be near the front of the grid for the second race. So yep. I imagine he won't be too disappointed with that result at all.
Well, Sakata now taking the pole from Beaker. Oh, I think that could be a good battle there. Aviator there in 3rd, followed by Marquez and Raven Duck winning the Battle of the Ducks. Nixana in 6th. Dazzler Duck, the next few Ducks in 8th, followed by Hardy in 9th. And Matt, I think his actual name is in 10th. Then Horn Badger, then Carl. And then you've got disqualifications of Burrito Bandito, Polito Badger, Millie Duck, and Felix Gifford down there in 16th. He didn't actually set a time. It wasn't a disqualification, just didn't set a time. Interesting. Right.
Yeah, I was on board with him at the start of that session, and there was just no input at all, no throttle, no brakes, no steering. So I think either he was AFK or something was broken at the start of his lap.
Not too good then. I've actually just seen the sector time. Oh!
That does
Rwaggy's like, I'm alright, I didn't die. Yeah, that ain't gonna last, mate. That is not gonna last. That's torrential.
That looks like what would be a red flag in real life, to be honest.
I've just been informed I need to turn the graphics down for you. So you keep talking, I'm just gonna turn on the graphics.
Yeah. That literally looks like the red flag situation in Cannes 2011. That is horrible. I would imagine driving in that in an F2 car as well. With how heavy these cars are, I feel very bad for these drivers right now. Obviously, you know, when you go karting, everyone says, "Oh, it's lots of fun. It's, you know, driving around the wet." F2 cars around Monaco, no. These cars are going to be heavy. It's 11 laps as well. It's a long race. Obviously, Monaco one of the shorter circuits. That's why there's a bit 4 laps. But in the wet, that's just going to make it even longer, and it really increases the chance of accidents happening. So running through the qualifying, I believe MCAS is still trying to get graphics sorted.
I might feel sorted if those in chat can tell me if it is lagging a little. I've turned everything down just a smidge. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it's raining. That's the rain's fault, not mine. Rainduck's been disqualified, so he's obviously had a little slide already. Better now than in the race, eh?
He'll be fine. It's a disqualification from the formation lap, usually for contact, but since he's the only one, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, to be honest. But so running down through the order, Sokotano, or more well known in the RNL Tortor, in pole position. It's going to be interesting to see if he can keep that during the race. Rwaggy has been disqualified as well, unfortunately. So yeah, Beaker will be joining Tortor on the front row. We know famously Beaker isn't as big of a fan of the wet conditions. So it will be very interesting to see how he does. And this Aviator in third, he's always up there, it seems like, in every F2 race. Always putting up there, usually with Piloto Pyre, but Piloto's been struggling a bit with qualifying so far this season. So at a track like Monaco, that's really not what we want to be doing. I believe he was actually disqualified from qualifying, which again is something that has happened a fair few times. And it's Marquez in the F2 version of the Pink Panther, Nick Sano in sixth with Raymond Duck being disqualified. Rwaggy currently on the grid due to being disqualified. Then Dazzler, he's the second of the Ducks, Raven Duck. Me and Rwaggy have been saying how Raymond Duck has not been liking being beaten by Dazzler. He's beaten him in Monaco qualifying. Can he beat him in the Monaco race? We'll have to wait and find out. It's Hardy in 9th, Matt in 10th, lovely man Horn Badger in 11th. Then it's Carl 12th, Burrito Mendito 13th. I believe that's one of his best qualifyings, mainly due to, I believe, not disqualifying. Then it's Piloto Pyre. Expect him to make a few moves today. Mindy Duck and Felix Gifford right at the back. Let's see if he can recover from a poor qualifying.
Yeah, this is going to look interesting. Felix Gifford is stuck in spectator mode. Hopefully he can take control of his car. But we are under starters orders then as the lights come on. Still on, and they're off, and we're off then for the F2s here at Monaco in a very, very wet race. And Felix Gifford, as expected, is jumping down as a little bit argy-bargy into turn 1 they go. Looking clean. There's some spins going on at the back. I believe that was Burrito Bandito, was it? Yes, it was. With Dazzler Duck. I've had a little coming together down at the back. And a few places in front of them. Who's that dropping back? That's Felix Gifford is still spectator. And looks like Badger is looking okay. They're up in 10th. So let's put on the position changes because that's the important part of this stage. We are having a few technical glitches as people are jumping around left, right and centre. And that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, this is getting... Oh, who's that? That's someone in the wall. That looks like Matt in the wall there. No, it's not Matt. Who is it? Someone went in the wall. Was it Matt?
Well, Matt's got damage, so it might have been him. Because there's green flag now as well.
It was definitely that car. Yes, that is a lot of front left damage on that car. He's gonna be lucky to even make it back to the pits with the car like that. It is... Well, you need a wing at Monaco, and you need a wing when it's wet. He hasn't got either.
Yeah, and Nick Sano...
Oh, he's just hit the back of Dazzler Duck! Oh, sorry! He's just plowed into the back of Dazzler Duck in the tunnel and picked up even more damage to his name. Dazzler Duck fell
Has he completely lost that front wing now?
I suspect so, yes.
I believe he has, yeah. There's no front wing left on that car, so his race has gone from bad to worse. I believe Dazzler also has a fair amount of damage. He seems to have lost both end plates and a lot.
Yeah.
It's basically just a piece of board on the left-hand side for Dazzler, so it looks like he will not be the top duck, at least in this race.
Well, you want to be a duck in this weather, though, that's for sure. He's got to be going in for this. I think that's what caught Matt out, is he lifted off in the tunnel.
Yeah.
With no front wing, you just bounce off the walls. I think he lifted off, Matt didn't see it coming, and just ploughed straight into the back of him. Picks up more damage to himself. Out front, the positions are starting to sort themselves out. Rainduck has dropped 3 places. Good start, though, for Felix Gifford. If he's not an AI, he looks like he's actually in control now. He's gained 5 places, so a good start from him. But it's still Tortor, still out there in the lead. He's got 1.6 second lead already. And we're only on the 2nd lap.
Yeah, Tortor seems to be really liking the conditions at the moment. But about to watch, at least certainly last lap, was Marquez and Nick Sano. They got very close for comfort last lap, with actually Nick Sano slightly touching the back of Marquez going into the chicane that's about to come up after this tunnel, where they have a glorious roar, as he said before. Is he going to have the sore run he's had last time? He nearly gets him down from the wall, but not quite. He seems to be much more comfortable. Braced, he's hit him again.
Front wing.
That's damage. Yeah, that left end plays off, and he's got a 10-second time penalty for his issues.
Oh.
I think that's effectively right over Nick Sano. That is probably going to be a free position for Rwaggy, because I believe he's still got a full wing.
It's a long race to go. That's the thing. He may be... Oh, Nick Sano making more mistakes. He's in the wall. Once again, more front wing damage. Nick Sano's going to have to pit for this damage. He'll drop right down with this penalty as well. But yeah, it is a long race to go. Nick Sano's staying out. He doesn't have much wing left. If I can get a good view of that, I've got to remember how this game works. I've forgotten. There we go. Broadcast camera, that's helpful. Just looking at the rear wheel. Penalties are flying in left, right, and centre. I do have a tracker to let you know what we are looking at. We'll run through the penalties later on in the race because it's so tight and so many walls to pass. Badger chucks it in the pits, then down in 13th place. Is that front wing?
Yeah,
it is.
He's got damage.
Oh, a lot of damage. There's nothing left. It is a cone. It is not a wing. But Beaker's dropping back a little bit off Aviator. Starting to spread out a little at the front. The Aviator is still keeping tabs on Tortor there in P1. As we are on lap 3 of 11 going through the tight, twisty... I love this track, but I hate it at the same time. It is one of those tracks. It's beautiful, but doesn't create good racing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing everyone has with it. It's really good to drive around, but it's not great for racing. And for, like, obviously new spectators and stuff, it's not that great to watch. But to drive and to just do some laps around it, it's a very, very satisfying track when it goes well.
Yeah, there's only a handful of corners that you can realistically make a move on. There's some you can unrealistically make a move on. Oh, Rwaggy, big clout to the wall there. Is that damage for him?
Yep, he's lost the right end plate.
Oh dear boy. It's not going well. It's all going not well for everyone. Rwaggy, yeah, 63% front right. Missing. Why weather forecast? It doesn't say heavy rain. It says storm. It's that heavy.
Oh no.
But more penalties flying in left, right, and centre. That is quite a lot going on. But Beaker's catching up a little bit to Aviator here. Could we see a pass towards the end of the lap? Let's have a look quickly at Aviator. Does he have any damage on that car? Is that what's causing him to suddenly slow down?
It
Doesn't appear to have any, but he's lost out over this last lap by half a second to Tortor in the lead. He's just really struggling by the looks of it with these tyres. Beaker is in a good position.
He may have just made a mistake somewhere, and then that might have just had a little knock on his confidence. Tortor seems to be losing a fair amount of time at the hairpin each lap, so I'm not quite sure what will be causing that. Maybe just braking too late or too early, while the other two can catch up a bit. But Beaker, as you said, definitely catching Aviator, so if he can get close enough, he could take the second back. But Tortor's looking good at the moment. If I just check the fastest laps, he does have the fastest lap, so he is on course actually to get the perfect weekend. And imagine if he could get the perfect weekend at Monaco of all tracks.
I think for most drivers, a perfect weekend at Monaco is not crashing. As Aviator clouts the wall, that is big. That is front wing damage there on Aviator's car. Now he's got to float with the idea: do I come in and pit? Do I stay out? How much is this going to affect me? He's got a big lead back to Marquez in 4th. If he decides to stay out, he might have to let Beaker through shortly. Beaker, no DRS obviously, so not anywhere. He's not close enough to it, and it's raining, so nothing to worry about for him. As Aviator puts up the fastest lap with no front wing. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. And also something just to note, Tortor, as well as being in front, no damage, is also the only one in the top 5 without a penalty. So
yes,
that is quite extraordinary from him.
Yeah, we're on lap 5, so coming towards that halfway point. So penalty run down Tortor with 0. 2 seconds then for Aviator and Beaker. Marquez in 4th with 5 seconds. Then a big 12 seconds for Xana. Just that incident he had with Marquez, missing the corner and taking damage at the same time. Rwaggy has 0 seconds, so does Hardy. Top duck is Raven Duck with 4 seconds.
You've jinxed Rwaggy.
Oh, well, he does it to everyone else. It's about time he got it back. I think everyone will agree with that. Yeah. It's not appeared on my screen. There he is. So 4 seconds to save for Raven Duck. Felix is on 2. 7 seconds for Piloto Paya. So he might lose out to Mini Duck. Mini Duck is on the edge of grabbing that 10th place with 0 seconds of penalties, along with Matt and Dazzler Duck. Harl has 2, 0 for Badger, and 4 then for Burrito Bandito. Back there in 16th. But yeah, Beaker, he's got within that 1 second window now. Where is he going to make the overtake? Where?
That's the thing. Is he even going to be able to make an overtake? Because with how many corners are there, there's just so many opportunities for Aviator to make little gains and little losses here and there that just keep Beaker at bay. He isn't really catching tools. Obviously, that damage will be hindering him quite a bit. So they're just going to have to make hope that Tortor gets a few penalties, or he makes a very big mistake of his own, maybe getting some damage. And also Nick Silent is actually catching back up to Marquez, which is interesting considering the amount of damage. Marquez has got damage. That's why I'm not sure we saw Marquez get damage, but he has basically lost the whole left-hand side of his front wing, and look at him, he's really struggling now.
There's a gap there for him, for Nixana. Nixana does have his damage of his own, front right, I believe. Is he going to look to make a move here, then into Miro? No, not yet. This is one of the corners you do see the overtakes. Someone just fancying a little slide down the inside. You can't really make a move around the outside into that corner. There's just no space. I think Nixana just tells Marquez to hurry up, please, with a little friendly nudge.
Yeah, just saying, I'm a little bit quicker right now. If you could just, I think, get a hurry on and let me pass, that'd be quite nice. And then Rwaggy behind is also like, hey, you know what? I'm in a slipstream, I'm in your dirty air. I can also get this place. Obviously, after that damage, he's probably not going to be hunting for a podium with these this three-way group being about 10 seconds behind those drivers in the top three. But I'd say fourth is definitely still on the cards for Rwaggy, as long as he doesn't make any more mistakes, as Nixana goes very deep into the tight left-hander. He's just really struggling with that front wing damage, it appears, in this last sector, and Rwaggy is all over the back of him now. Will he be able to make a move? We're going to have to wait and find out. Doesn't look like he'll be able to make a move here, just a bit too far back, not quite enough downforce. Again, that damage hindering him. It's really a game at the moment, isn't it, of who has less damage than everyone else, who has less penalties than everyone else.
It's like sailing out there at the moment, actually. It's just let your back end hang out a little bit as you go around the corners and get the power down as soon as you're there. It's Nixana's back end is... I would compare it to Shakira. It's all over the place. It is wobbling. And Rwaggy has got his eyes full of that, and he just wants some of it. But Nixana, I think he's not trying to defend Nixana, he's just trying to drive, and unfortunately for Rwaggy, Rwaggy's car's crippled, and Nixana's is crippled as well, and it's all over the place.
Yeah, of course, Nixana's a little bit more crippled than Rwaggy. He's lost both end plates, whereas on the right-hand turns even, he should still be getting a little bit more downforce due to not having lost that left end plate. So Nixana once again losing out a bit to Marquez. I think Marquez's damage must have just woken him up a bit, and it's gone, okay, these boys are actually pretty close, I need to dash away here. Look at that, Nixana again deep into the corner, just brings him right to his badges out. That's a retirement in the pits by the looks of it. So gladly, he's not made the same mistake Rainbow made in the F1 race last week, whereas retiring.
We don't talk about that race. We don't talk about Rainbow after that race.
No. But,
I've seen the videos. I think most people have seen the videos of that. It was iffy to say the least. Should we go with?
Yeah. So no longer that. Just glad to see Badger is following the rules in these F2 cars. I think he's just gonna be home for a dry second race, which we have seen. I believe even just last week we had a pretty wet first race, and a dry second race. Pelota Paya disqualified for receiving multiple penalties. That is something you do not expect from him, is it?
I don't know what he's done.
I shall have a quick look, as there does not appear to be any two tight battles right now. He got 2 penalties on the first lap, another penalty on the 4th, another on the 5th, and another on the 7th.
Interesting. My screen only says he's got 11 seconds of penalty, so not sure what's going on there. As Beaker wants to get past Aviator, he needs to make this pass. They are equal on penalties. That's one thing going for Rwaggy at the moment. He doesn't need to make the pass. He can sit. He's only got to worry if Hardy catches up to him. He can quite happily sit in the toe and just... Oh, Beaker, massive lock up there. And just the entire braking, front left just locked the whole way down. Luckily he stopped it in time, otherwise that could have been catastrophic for both of those two. But yeah, Beaker still trying to catch and hold and get past Aviator, but he's just... I don't know what's going on with Beaker. I think he's just a little bit too scared to put the power down, come off the corners. He looks... he's taking it a bit too easy.
No, I think it's actually doing fine. I've seen him getting quite a bit of wheel spin out of corners here and there. Out of the last corner there, seemed very cautious, but also you've got to remember sometimes slower is actually quicker in the wet. Because obviously you get less wheel spin, you get better traction.
Sorry, Dixon, I just clipped the wall there, right into Raggy's face. Don't think Rwaggy picked up any more damage, but it has meant Hardy will close up probably a couple of seconds here to... There you go, he's closed up... Yeah, look at that. He's just rocketed up about a second and a half. Yeah. Rwaggy's still with only 2 seconds of penalty, so it's not too bad. But that mistake there from Rwaggy will cost him. And again, he's going to lose another couple of seconds. It's all unravelling for Rwaggy. He had his chance for 4th place. He still has a chance. He's just got to put the foot down and not at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think realistically he has to keep calm, understand that 4th is maybe just a bit too far away at the moment unless Nixana effectively moves over for Rwaggy, and then he can try and capitalise on Marquez's large amount of damage.
Well, you say that, but Marquez has 7 seconds of penalties. Rwaggy only has 2. He only needs to finish within 5 seconds.
I did not realise Marquez had so many penalties. In that case,
He
yes,
does,
I think he can. Yeah, I think he can just stay where he is then, and then hope the second race goes a bit better.
Yeah, he was definitely taking Xana. Xana has plenty of penalties. Oh, that's a big one up front. That's Beaker with 4 seconds of penalties to Aviator's 2. That is second place gone.
Yeah, that's going to be, he's going to have to hope that Aviator gets another. I believe Aviator, if I'm correct, is on 2 warnings since his last penalty too. Beaker needs Aviator to get 1 more warning if he still wants to. But of course, he's still got to make the move on track, even if he does get another penalty, as he does have the fastest lap of the race. I'm not sure whether Torto will try and retaliate with that, or whether he's just trying to finish this race. But yeah, Beaker, he really needs to get moved done, and then if Aviator doesn't get another warning, absolutely bolt it, but with just 2 laps to go...
behind, sorry, Nixana has got past Marquez. Marquez must have had a little issue there to make a move on the home straight. So Nixana up onto track P4, and this is going to work very well for Rwaggy, because it just brings him, make sure he can actually get past Marquez on penalties. And it's really going to help him.
Yeah, Rwaggy's in a really good position right now to get 4th. He literally just needs to keep to his own race and not get too desperate with Marquez here, as he's going to try going down the inside. Oh, there's contact!
More damage.
Nearly being clattered into the wall. I think Rwaggy just about backed up. Yeah, Marquez let him through. I think he realised he was a bit in the wrong there. So he's let Rwaggy through. So that's at least definitely 5th.
Beaker and Aviator. Beaker going around the outside. He's not going to find room there. Aviator cuts the corner. 2-second penalty for him. It is still all to fight for. We have a lap and a half left for these guys. It is not over yet. It is not over.
And actually, is it me, or is the rain getting lighter?
Oh, Marquez just took the... Yes, it looks like it's getting a little bit lighter. Still classified as storm on my screen, but...
It doesn't look like the torrential rain we saw at the start of the race, though. We might still see a few fastest laps before the end of this race, if it is actually getting lighter. Because it could just be me seeing it as lighter without it actually getting lighter.
Well, let's see. Beaker... My screen hasn't updated, unfortunately, so I can't tell you what his last lap... Oh, he did a 38.8 last lap. He's going to be at 36.3. The Torsor's going slow. He's over a second off fastest lap pace last time around. He may go for it, you never know. Will Beaker go for it on Aviator? Will he just take it easy now? Or is he just saving everything? He's not on red fuel, so he's got plenty to use if he so feels like.
Matt and Raymond can make contact. It's a back. Matt went for a move. I think I'm not quite sure what happened, but I think maybe Raymond Duck wasn't expecting Matt to go for it, squeezed him, and then Raymond Duck just got kind of slid into the wall, and now Matt is all over the F2 Pink Panther. I'm not quite sure if he was going to move done, but with how close they've been so far. It's Raymond Duck gone on penalties.
Yeah, Raymond Duck's on 4 seconds penalties. It's going to come down to that, and
Aviator's gone really deep. He's cut the entire chicane. Is that going to be another penalty? Yes, it is.
Beaker now just finished the finish in his toe to take that second place, and that's going to be crucial.
Yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's Raymond Duck and Matt. No, it isn't. It's who is that? Is that Marquez? What's happening to Marquez?
He's out of fuel. Marquez has run out of fuel. Oh no! That's a rookie mistake.
He must have just had it on Rich the entire race, surely. As Torso is taking the win. Sorry for not saying anything on him. He's just kind of hit on his own lead. But Beaker takes second from Aviator on penalties, and Nixana will on track cross the line in 4th, about 20 seconds behind. Rwaggy should take that 4th from him on penalties. Then there's actually Hardy in 6th. I'm not sure how his penalty situation is. I think you can update on that.
Hardy 0.
Okay, so
who's going to win between Marquez and Raven Duck?
That's a very good question. I think it's going to be Marquez. I think he's just a bit too far ahead for Raven Duck to catch up. But, of course, Raven Duck has not run out of fuel by the looks of it. So...
Not yet.
But yeah, 20 seconds. That's going to be a big gap for Raven Duck to catch his teammate. So, of course, he's still got Matt behind him. So, who knows what lunges he might go for. Raven Duck gets another penalty. Yeah, I think... Yeah, Marquez already on the main straight. He's going to be fine. So it's going to be between Raven Duck and Matt for 8th place. Of course, this is actually very important because whoever gets 8th gets pole position. The next race, Matt, I think he's just cost himself because he's had a lot of wheel spin in that
He will take
corner.
the place, though. He'll take the place in penalties.
Yeah, so he would have liked it on track, but as you're saying, as I kept forgetting, it is 8th place for Matt, 9th for Raven Duck, but I believe Raven Duck is still the top duck of today.
Yeah, looks like it. Dazzler Duck is just off the back of him. Less than a second between those two. Mini Duck is going to come across the line in 11th place. Not too many penalties on him. He might drop to Felix, actually. Let's see what happens.
Going very slowly.
I know. And I got an achievement. Grab the popcorn. Go me. Guess that's
Always
what you get
love
for
it when you get a... Yeah.
And Felix gets driver of the day. Well done, Felix. Right, then let's have a look at the silly dance. Skip that. Right then, let's have a look then at the standings after that. So, Tortor will take the win with the 25 points. Fastest lap went to Beaker there, so he gets an extra couple of points to add to his name. 9 points drift now for Beaker off Tortor. Aviator then third, followed by Rwaggy, Hardy, Nixana, Marquez, Matt, Raven Duck, then Dazzleduck, the last of the points positions. And then Mini Duck is the next. So 3 ducks in a row. There you go. 3 ducks in a row. Bet you never see that.
No, not very often, but of course...
They've got all their ducks in a row, yeah.
I guess it's kind of fitting when how wet the track was. And actually, those 3 are going to be together on the grid as well, because neither of them are going to be flipped on the grid. So that'll be very interesting to watch. See if Dazzler will try and redeem some dignity.
Is it going to be raining?
I think the weather's completely randomised, because last week in Spain, I believe we had a wet feature race, and then
I'm just trying to get you to guess which weather it'll be. Raggy says it's going to be dry.
If he knows it's dry, then well, thanks for the spoiler first of all, Rag. But yeah, that actually means hopefully there might be some more racing, because everyone should be closer together in the dry, I imagine.
Was that me? Was that you? Pardon me. Right, well, it is definitely dry. The sun is out down at the coast. It's going to be hopefully a lovely sunny race, and there will be less people in the wall and less people cutting corners. But who knows, really? It's going to be anyone's guess how this race is going to unfold. 9 points the difference at the front. Can Beaker get this weekend win? He's got to stay ahead of Tortor by a good couple of positions to ensure that, and try his best to get the fastest lap. He got it last time. Can he get it this time? We will find out for you shortly. We're just waiting for Plotopia to ready up, and we shall be underway.
And as we move on to the formation lap, as you have not asked here, I shall ask, what is your top 3 prediction for the sprint race?
Don't like doing predictions. Let's have a look. Who we got? So, I reckon Aviator might take the win. Beaker's not going to get on the podium. Beaker's going to have some issues trying to get through the traffic. That's typical Beaker style of doing things. Second place will be Tortor. Rwaggy, I'm going to say he's going to get third. I'm going to put he likes this track. Beaker's already tangled with Aviator.
Possibly a foretelling of how this race might go. But I'm actually going to go with a bit of a different one. I'm going to go Marquez first, Rwaggy second, and Aviator third.
Well, we shall see how that pans out. Surely 8 laps left then of the F2s. Stick around after this for the F1s. It is going to be a great race to watch. And hopefully for the driver's sake, it's going to be dry. Hopefully for the supporter's sake, it's going to be wet, because wet creates much more enjoyable races.
Oh,
Oh, that
Ravenduck
is
had a bit of a fun time.
So you're right. Can someone check on Ravenduck, please? Why can't I? Oh, he's retired, that's why I can't look at him. It's like, why isn't it working? So, no pressure, Ravenduck. Your tyres are probably now, after a slide, are probably quite warm. As I believe, unless they changed it, your tyres get set to whatever you disqualified at. So if they were really hot, they are going to be really hot. If they're really cold, they're going to be really cold. They don't change once it's on the grid.
No, I think they do. I think they either reset as what they were and then cool down, or whether they just stay there. I'm not sure on that bit. But it's definitely going to be optimal for them because, especially for him though, because he was spinning, so his tyres are going to be flaming hot if they do stay as he do.
Well, we shall see shortly. Last couple getting into position. Pilot on his way now. He's in. Yep. And we are about to get underway. Here come the lights. Oh, 5 red on quite quickly there. They're off, and we're off then for the second part of this F2 weekend. Rwaggy, Nixana's dropping like a stone. What's happened to him? Or is it just the UI bugging again?
No, I believe Nixana's had a very good start. Rwaggy's been overtaken by Hardy. He's gone up to 3rd. No, sorry, 4th. Okay, and the UI is a little bit bugged.
Oh, Marquez in the wall early. Hardy's alongside him. Rwaggy's got blocked then by Hardy. Rwaggy's back end is all over the place as well. Is that his teammate behind him? Just not
It is. I think Aviator actually gave him a little touch there, which is why that looked as it did. I think the timings have now sorted themselves out, so we should have the correct information on team, although it does say, at least on my end, Hardy is nearly 2 minutes ahead.
There's some crashing going on down there at the back of the grid. Definitely some front wings going to be missing. It almost looked like it was a bus stop. Just people stopped. And there's a spin there for Carl. No, never mind. I think his game's bugging. He was spun and then all of a sudden he goes straight. I was like,
I think that's just some lag. As Bigger has overtaken Felix, I believe Daz or Burritos had an incident. He's into the wall. I believe he's done the classic, clipping the rear end on the apex.
He's not the only one.
Oh, has Carl done that as well?
Carl is lagging all over the place for me. And he's no underway, but he's definitely down at the back as well. So let's have a look up towards the front then. Hardy on the back of Marquez at the moment. Marquez looking to make moves on Matt. Is he going to find room down the inside? He looks like he will actually. He's down the inside, then he's made a move. He's hit the wall big time.
Into the wall. That was messy. That was very, very messy then. Look at Rag, he's all over the back of Matt. Is he going to try something down the inside? He looked for it, but he didn't quite get it done. Now he's looking for it again.
It's hard to overtake it.
He's going around the outside. He's made it. Done. A splendid move.
Outstanding. Matt goes into the wall.
Yes, Matt. Sorry, I was about to say Aviator Matt making a small mistake out there. No, yeah, it's good damage. He has lost his left end play, I believe, from that was from going into the wall at turn 1.
Can't see. I got a high camera at the moment. Really hard to see. But he must have got some damage to drop like that quickly. Yes, it looks like he does. And who's that? That's Badger then having spin down at the Grand Hotel hairpin, or lowest hairpin, whatever you want to call it, casino hairpin. He comes under many names. And it's coming in the lead. Sorry?
Marquez has got a penalty, and I believe both Hardy and Rwaggy are within that range. So at the moment, it's looking like an Ixana, Hardy, Rwaggy. Oh, Raggy's got himself a penalty, and I think someone else did as well. I didn't quite see who that was.
Do not worry, I have them all on my screen.
Thank you.
Matt has retired. He's also picked up the damage, as has Dazzler. Is that a combined? I don't think that is a crash together.
I think Matt's crashed. I'm not sure about Dazzler, because it looks like Dazzler's car is still... Oh, I don't know what's happened with those two.
Where's Mini Duck? He's on his way. I think they might have had to come together. Matt actually retired and Dazzler ulted forward, as a guess.
Yeah, I believe that might have been what happened. So once again, Dazzler will not be top duck in this race. So Raven Duck looks like he'll be getting all the bragging rights from today, which I imagine he'll be quite happy with. And if he can get past Felix, I believe he'll get... It is the top 8 that score in the swim race, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So if he can also be the only one to score a point in the race, then he will be very, very happy with that. And going to the next race, the other two will not be too happy.
No, Nixana, though, is happy. He's got a 4-second lead already. We're only on lap 3. He's absolutely flying up there in the lead. Helped a little bit, I think, by the fact Marquez has damage. And his incident at turn 1 on the other lap, just causing problems for everyone. Has had a knock-on effect. Explosive Fire picks up a penalty. There's more flags going down at the hairpin. Who's causing the flags?
That is, I believe, Dazzler's car pulling
Oh,
off.
finally. It's taken half a lap.
Yeah, it's odd when you... I think it's either when you leave the session or don't retire in the pits, it takes a very long time for it to actually get stopped. As I believe that's Carl round, is it?
Yeah, Carl at the same place. He's got a lot of front wing damage on that. And
Retired.
as a result, retired. Raggy on Hardy with Beaker just off the back. This is third, fourth and fifth battle. Beaker wants some of this. Raggy's risking it for a biscuit. And Beaker might be mopping up. Raggy's got the position. He's going to take it around the outside. He's going to... Hardy's going to hold it.
For as well.
Oh. There's a lot of cars here. Who's that's just sliding through?
That is Burrito Bandito's AI.
Okay. We've got a nice little queue going on here. Burrito Bando slides on through on the super softs. Oh, he's unlapping himself.
Yes.
That's
so
what's getting used.
Everyone who hasn't pitted is actually on the soft tyres. So that eliminates any tyre strategy elements. So we usually have Beaker very close in back Raggy. Beaker seems to be very confident on the brakes into that chicane. As Hardy, and I believe that's Aviator as well, getting a penalty. It's absolutely penalty galore at the moment, isn't it?
It is. It's Beaker, though, who's currently leading the penalty charts with 10 seconds to his name. As 3 more people get penalties, including Beaker. Nixana currently leads 7 seconds ahead. Marquez's damage is costing everyone a chance, really. Once Raggy gets up to the back of him, it should be easy to pass. But so Nixana with no penalties. Beaker with a lot of penalties to his name. Looking to make moves on Raggy. Raggy loses the back end into the wall! And Beaker's into the wall as well. The ghosting did not help him. Oh, it's harsh on Raggy.
A lot of damage. As Raggy, he just had a bit of an oopsie at turn 1. I believe he lost it on the brakes.
Hardy as well.
He's pretty much lost his whole left-hand side. Hardy got damage earlier, I believe. And now Torsal's all over the back of him, but I believe Torsal has a fair few penalties. Gone down the inside. He's made that move, straight Beaker behind him. This is just... I'm not sure there's anyone apart from Alexander in the top 7 without damage. So that's a bit incredible.
Without penalties as well.
Yes.
Right, so that's kind of sorted out some of the battles for now. There's a bit of gaps moving. Beaker with a lot of damage. 100% front left and 19% front right on Beaker's car. Damage. He is not in a good position. Hardy is in 6th, just up ahead of him.
Alexander's got his first penalty.
And there we go. So the only people who don't have penalties is Burrito Bandito. That's it.
He was in last place.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to worry about penalties, but Beaker is driving so aggressively now, trying to get his way up past Hardy. The weekend is now in tatters because Torsal is ahead of him. Torsal is the championship leader. Beaker needed to finish ahead of him for a chance, and it's not going to go his way. Beaker making moves on Hardy, gone down the inside of the home straight. Down the inside he goes, little hand waving, going, get off me. And that is a little bit coming together. Hardy picks up a little bit of damage as well for his troubles.
Yeah, I think that damage was already there. I don't think he picked up any extra damage, but a bit time there. It's very common for when someone goes down inside turn 1, they don't quite leave enough space on the exit. Something's happened behind.
Yeah, Politopire and Ravenduck, little nudging, playing bumper cars, I believe, as Felix Gifford plays bumper cars with the wall, and Politopire gets past both of them. Ravenduck, that is big! That's a 3-carer. Ravenduck just
lost all of his front wing.
I think they've all lost a lot of things there. I think most of it is dignity.
Yeah. Felix pretty much stopping at the hairpin off track. He's lost his front wing, and Ravenduck, I believe, has either lost his front wing or still significant damage.
There isn't any.
So all 3 of them have lost their front wing, Pelosi obviously being the innocent party there. Beaker gets another penalty. He might get disqualified if he doesn't calm down a bit, but does this mean that the likes of Badger might be able to catch up now?
Well, Badger's
He's got a full front wing.
He's got 2 second penalties to his name, so who knows what can happen. Felix is struggling as well, just behind the top duck. What can he do from back there? Can he get past him? It's getting rather scrappy.
It's basically a ball cage at the moment. This is, the scene in Spider-Man where he starts out as a wrestler. It's basically like that at the moment with everyone. They're all their own little Spider-Man cage. As Pelosa and Felix head in, Raven Duck doesn't. And that's going to release Badger up into ninth, and of course, with a full front wing, he's going to be hunting down that duck. They thought Duck Hunt was a video game. No, it's within a video game. It's Badger. It's a badger hunting a duck.
Yes.
How about
that? It's a horned badger as well, so be careful of that.
Rocket League would be having a surge with that DLC.
Up front, though, Rwaggy is in the reaches of Aviator, who's in the reach of Marquez at the moment. Who's going to come out of this one the best? I think they've all got damage, though, so... Nixana... So I was saying, Nixana now has a 13-second lead, I think. Oh, Rwaggy, big kiss to the wall there. What's he got left to give, other than a little bit of front wing and some tyres?
I mean, he could also give a wheel if he feels like retiring early.
Yeah.
Actually, I've only just noticed we are heading on to the final lap of the race. This is shot by compared to the other race. And it is currently a three-way fight for second place between Marquez, Aviator, and Rwaggy.
Yeah. Penalty-wise, it is going to be Aviator to profit the most. He has 2 seconds compared to Marquez's 4 and Rwaggy's 4. So Aviator just needs to sit where he was. He's going for a move anyway. Coming together there. Where's Rwaggy? Where's Rwaggy? Is he going to come through? He comes through on Marquez. He doesn't need to make a move now because it's not going to matter. He's got the position. Marquez and Aviator a little coming together. Marquez ran very wide on Massanet, leaving the door open for Aviator. Aviator said thank you, but Marquez came to shut the door on him and gave the position to Rwaggy. And Rwaggy will hold that. He needs to just stick where he is now, and he'll have a podium. Or maybe not. No, he should be okay. Tortor is 2 seconds less on penalties, but just outside. He may get it, actually. Tortor may nick that podium off Rwaggy. How bad would that be for him?
That would be heartbreaking for him. If he gets robbed of a podium due to penalties, he will really not be happy. And I believe if he's commentating the F1 races, I don't know, but if he is, he will not be a happy bunny during that.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close. I think he might just be okay. Looks about half a second is the gap. As long as he's not picked up any more penalties, he also will get Marquez. And
Rwaggy keeps the podium.
Just about. Where's Badger? Badger is 1.3 off the back of Raven Duck. Is he going to get this last point position? It's going to be now or never. And I think it might be too late for a now or never move. Unless Raven Duck makes a mistake. And then he will.
And I think one of the reasons he hasn't fully caught up quite yet is because he has actually lost some left wing, so that wouldn't have helped him. And he doesn't jump on penalties either. I believe he actually had more penalties than Raven Duck. So even if he had gone past, it would have been a bit ambitious to think he would get past. Pelosa going very slowly at the moment. I don't know if he's run out of fuel or just vibing on track. Mini Duck will come through in 10th. So Raven Duck has still won the Duck battle, just not completely cleanly and without damage. And those were some very entertaining F2 races, weren't they?
Oh, yes. Very entertaining. Pelosa coming across the line then to finish off the second race. And there we go. So, no surprises to see. It's going to be Tortor sat at the top of the scoreboard at the end of that. At the end of the weekend, by picking up the driver of the day. But we'll quickly confirm the finishing positions in the championship for you. And where is it? There it is. So, yes, Tortor takes the win by 10 points from Aviator. Beaker dropping down to 4th. Nixana taking 3rd. Rwaggy taking 5th. Hardy 6th. Marquez 7th. Matt 8th. Raven Duck 9th. Dazzler at 10th. Not 2 points between them, so that was close between the Ducks there. Badger jumps up to 11th to split the Ducks. Mini Duck is 12th. Plato Paya is 13th. Brito Bando Door 14th, followed by Carls, and then Felix. And yeah, so big congratulations to Tortor picking up the race weekend win. And Sana did a stellar job in that second race to get 3rd place in the title in the championship for that weekend.
Yeah, obviously a little bit of commiserations for not getting the perfect weekend, but we've seen
It's hard.
From the fact that only one person has done it, it is incredibly difficult. So
And
I'm not
it
sure
was
how long it's
Monaco.
going to be. And it's Monaco, yes, of course. So you've also got to counter that in.